Hello everyone, hope you are doing good. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for giving a very good response to Chaperone classes. Thank you so much for enrolling with us. Well, I'm happy to announce you that still we have, I guess, around 7 to 10 seats left in each grade. So if you want, then you can enroll with us, but before 14, that is by 13, you need to enroll so that we can share the timetable with you. Well, many students who have enrolled with us have requested me to share a video that what about the extra content apart from CBSE, what about the extra content about the competitive exam, what we are going to study. So I'm making this video specially for those students, that what extra you are going to learn by attending this Chaperone maths class, right? So we all have studied quadratic equation, right, using middle term split, grade 9th if you remember, and in grade 10 there is a separate chapter quadratic equation. And this particular topic is very important from competitive view. In competitive exams, this chapter is really important. So now I'm going to tell you how whatever we are studying from CBSE point of view, and if we'll add few things to it, how it's gonna make a difference, right? So we know that this is the like a standard form of a quadratic equation, that is ax squared plus bx plus c, right? Now there is another formula to find the root of a quadratic equation, that is x equals to minus b plus minus under root b squared minus 4ac by 2a. This we have to study in grade 10 anyways, right? This is called discriminant. Well, d equals to b squared minus 4ac. Now using d, we can find the nature of the roots. Like if d is greater than 0, then we have real and unequal root, that is b squared minus 4ac, we'll find it. If it is coming negative, if it is positive, then the roots are real and equal. And how to find that root? By using this formula, x equals to minus b plus minus under root d by 2a. This is the normal formula. Case number 2 is when the value of discriminant, that is d, is 0. Then we'll have real and equal roots, right? And it is given by minus b by 2a. Why minus b by 2a? Because this value is 0. So the formula minus b by 2a. Right? And the third case is when d is lesser than 0, then in that case we'll have imaginary roots and we'll not have any real and equal roots. So there is no solution to it. So there are basically 3 cases over here. Now these are already in the syllabus. What is extra we are getting from Chaperone classes? So let me tell you that. Now apart from that, this is in your syllabus. What is not in your syllabus is this. Also, if d is greater than 0, that is for d, that is d is positive, but also it is not a perfect square. This is the condition for a perfect square. Suppose if d is not a perfect square, then the roots are irrational and it is given by a plus root b and a minus root b. So these are the direct formula which you can use in competitive exam, because there we have very less time and the options are given and we have to mark the option, right? So you can use directly this formula if you remember this criteria. So you can, as you can see that the syllabus is same, only I am going to give you a few shortcuts to apply it. And also this you can use in school exams. Why? Because nowadays if this thing continues and if we are going to have an online exam, then definitely option will be there and you have to mark the option. Then using that thing also you can save your time and can get more time to attempt other question. Now another thing is, we know that the standard form of a quadratic equation is this, that is ax squared plus bx plus c. Also in the form of sum of zeros and product of zeros, we can write it like this. This is already there in your syllabus, that suppose alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial, then we can write this standard form of the equation like ax squared minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta equals to 0, right? Now this is the standard form of a polynomial, that is a x to the power n. This is a polynomial of degree n. This also we know. This also we know. I'm just trying to correlate our syllabus with competitive exam. What extra we need to do, right? Now in the same question, we know the standard form, we know how to write it in the form of zeros and all, right? Now how to find the nature of the root. That suppose if the polynomial is given of degree 7, now we know that it's going to have how many roots? 7 roots, right? Now how many out of 7, how many roots are going to be positive and how many roots are going to be negative? How will you find that? That is not in your syllabus, right? I taught you before that suppose if the polynomial is of degree 5, then it's going to have 5 roots or 5 solution. But I have not taught you that how many roots out of 5 are going to be positive and how many roots out of 5 are going to be negative. That extra element we are going to learn here. There's a very simple funda which we apply over here, is that suppose if all the roots of a polynomial are negative, all the roots of a polynomial are negative if there is no sign change, and positive roots is equal to the number of the sign change. Now what I understand by sign change, this the coefficient of x to the power 7 is how much? Plus 4, isn't it? And here the coefficient of x to the power 6 is how much? Minus 6. So from plus to minus we are moving, therefore there is a sign change. Again this minus and the sign is plus, so there is a sign change. Now from plus to plus there is sign change or not? There is no sign change, so I have written no sign change. Now it has only 4 terms and I have written how many sign changes are there and how many sign changes are not there, right? Now what we'll do over here is that, as I said, that I have to find the highest power of the variable is 7. That means the degree of the polynomial is 7 and it will have 7 roots. Now out of 7, how many positive roots and how many negative roots? The positive root is equal to the number of sign change. So how many times the sign has been changed over here? 2 times, isn't it? Therefore it will have 2 positive roots and total it has 7, out of which 2 has positive, so left out with 5. So 5 negative roots it will have. So in competitive exam, if this question comes to you that how many positive root will it have, you can simply calculate using sign change funda. You don't have to solve the entire quadratic equation and find out the value, right? You can directly use this funda. Now this already I have told you in the middle term split method, but here I'm going to make it even more simpler, because in exam you will not get enough time. I'm talking about competitive exam. Question will be there, 4 options will be there, and within 10 to 15 seconds you have to prepare yourself that you should mark the correct option. You don't have that much of time to solve all the quadratic equation using middle term split by normally solving it, right? So now here I have given few formulas. If the equation is ax squared plus bx plus c, which means the coefficient of a, b, c, if all are positive, then the roots are in the form of minus minus. They will have 2 negative roots. Alpha, beta represent root everywhere, right? If the middle term is going to be negative, then both the root is positive. Both the roots are positive. If we have b and c as negative, then any of the roots is going to be negative, any one, right? Similarly, if c is going to be negative, any one root is going to be negative. If a is going to be negative, then any root is going to be negative. That means you just have to remember one thing: if all the signs are positive, roots are going to be negative, both roots. If only b is negative, then both roots going to be positive, and in rest of all the cases one root is going to be negative. By remembering this funda, you can directly mark opt for the right answer. For example, if you'll see this x squared 4x minus 60 equals to 0, you will have 10 seconds to answer this question. Now 60, what will be the correct answer? Can you tell me? This is 60. Now first of all, the product of this is going to be how much? Minus 60, right? And here we have plus 4x. Then definitely this is of which type? This equation is of which type? We have ax square plus bx minus c equals to 0, which means one root is going to be positive, one root is going to be negative, isn't it? This is of this type. So one root is positive, one root is negative, and the option are positive, negative like that. So all the answer we can see. Now here we have 4x. So definitely at the center we need, after solving it, the sum of 0 must be positive, and the multiplication of that would be how much? Minus 60. If you'll check that, you will find the answer, that which option you should opt for, right? Now moving ahead, similarly, definitely I'll be sharing all the type of question with you where you can find out. Just now I told you about these kind of question. If you remember the nature of root, it becomes easy for you to find the solution in less time, right? Now moving ahead, in addition to this, if we'll see that maximum and minimum value of a quadratic expression, this is also not in your CBSE syllabus. This is beyond that for competitive exam. Now question might be asked like that: what is the maximum value of a quadratic equation and what is the minimum value of a quadratic equation? Because the value of x will change, right? Suppose it varies from minus alpha to plus alpha, then definitely the value of quadratic equation will also change. So what is its maximum value and what is its minimum value? So using this formula we can find the maximum value, and the same formula we'll use to find the minimum value also. So you just need to remember the formula, right? Explanation we don't need it over here. Once you'll join the full course, then definitely I'll tell you in detail how we got to know about the formulas and all. So a question based on that: find the minimum value of the expression this. If this question comes in your exam, how will you find it? Now for a equals to 1, if you compare, this is my standard equation for a equals to 1, b equals to minus 8 and c equals to 10. These are the values, right? So once you'll compare it, I'll directly put it in the equation, I'll get minus 6. So minus 6 is my answer. Graphically also, this is a equation of, this is the graph of parabola. So if you'll see that if a is greater than 0, then definitely the y coordinate of the vertex represent a minimum value, and this is a open up graph, and if a is lesser than 0, it represent a minimum value, and this is a open down graph. So these are the nature of the graph for maximum and minimum value. Also definitely for minimum value, a should be greater than 0, and for maximum value a should be lesser than 0, right? In that case we'll get the maximum and minimum value. So these are the criteria. So students, this is the number where you can contact. You can search for Chaperone Classes on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitter, Insta, everywhere we are there. I hope you know the Gmail ID as well. That is chaperoneclass@gmail.com. You can write a mail to us also. Also you can reach for mathematics class on this number. If you are interested to join all the course, then you can reach to me on this number directly. Also I'll be sharing the link for registration form. Only 10 to 7 seats are left in our class, and that will be taking till tomorrow, that is 13th. So if you, because by 14 we are supposed to share the timetable. So if you are interested, hurry up and register yourself. Thank you and take care of yourself.